You are watching The Voice of the Valley, Flair TV with Marvin, Forbes, Ray, Tedoco, Kombo, Chogugudza, and Brianna, Gilliam.
Hello, welcome to the debut show of the Flair TV. My name is Ray Tedoco.
And I'm Marvin, Forbes. Our shows focus on culture and sports, helping highlight many narratives and their contributions. Today we are celebrating and honing in on Black excellence to commemorate Black History Month.
It's important to recognize the diversity within the Valley of Arizona and how it impacts the communities here. There's a unique and rich culture inside the Valley.
That's right, from Phoenix to Tempe, Black excellence continues to shine. But first, there's someone who's been a game changer to his community and made a difference in many dynamics.
Not many can say they're the first, but current Mayor Corey Woods became the first Black council member of the city of Tempe in 2008 and made his mark as the first Black mayor in the city in 2020.
His contributions have truly changed the city. Our Ray Tedoco had the honor and privilege to talk to Mayor Woods and detail his impact on the city.
Serving the city of Tempe for nearly 4 years, Mayor Corey Woods is knowledgeable in public service and policy. But leading up to his role as the first Black mayor of Tempe, this passion has stuck with him through his childhood and educational pathways.
It really was from a young age. I mean, my parents were not in politics specifically, but they were very interested in politics. Being around a group of people who talk so much about politics and about public service, it was something that just really got ingrained in me from a young age. I have a bachelor's in political science from the University of Michigan with a minor in African American studies, and also a master's in educational leadership and policy studies from Arizona State University's Mary Fulton College of Education.
An expert in his craft, Mayor Woods' day-to-day is busy, but he finds purpose in making time for his community.
I mean, that is just the reality that no 2 days are the same, and that plan changes very, very quickly. Basically take care of those issues. There are constituent concerns, there are other meetings that pop up, there are emergencies that happen. I find in my job you have to really care about getting work done, but being as flexible as humanly possible to make sure you're satisfying all the people in your life and, of course, all of our resident concerns and needs.
During his time of being in office, Mayor Woods has seen a lot of growth and is excited to make positive change in the city.
Over the last 3.5 years, I've seen a lot of different things since I've been mayor. You're beginning to see sort of a transformation and evolution of downtown Mill. You're seeing a lot of changes in a whole host of different areas. I'm excited about that. That's the one thing constant in life is change, and it's something that you have to be very personally comfortable with. And trying to make sure that you're ready for the next thing and always prepared to innovate, and that's what I'm excited about in my job.
As he looks forward to the future, Mayor Woods has a message to the next generation and supporting their endeavors.
My biggest hopes is that when, young African American children or children of color see me, that they recognize that they have an opportunity to do anything they want, including becoming mayor. That's something that's been very, very important to me. I love the opportunity to govern, but also glad that I had an opportunity to have young people look at me and say, if I really want to do that, if I want to run the 9th largest city in the state of Arizona, that's something that's extremely attainable. So I would encourage them to do whatever their heart tells them is the right thing.
Mayor Woods will continue to make his mark in history and lead one of the most diverse councils in Arizona. He is a changemaker and leaving his legacy. This is Ray Tedoco for the Flair TV.
Mayor Woods has helped Tempe increase excellence, but there's another key player in Tempe's community that focuses on the security of people.
Chief Ken McCoy is taking his role as Chief of Police in Tempe seriously and passionately. He's been serving Tempe for less than a year now.
With an extensive background in law enforcement and serving his community, his love for helping others is what keeps him going. Here's Chief McCoy.
My father was in the Army, and so throughout growing up, I always wanted to be a soldier in the military also. So after I graduated from high school, I went to a military academy for college, received my commission in the Army as a second lieutenant, and started my military career. Law enforcement and the military are very similar in our structures, in the chain of command, our ranks, so it was all very familiar to me. I truly have a heart of service, and so serving my country in the military and then transition to serving my community really was a natural move for me. In law enforcement, I started out as a patrol officer I really served in many different capacities, from our community policing team to detectives, and really in every role, what inspired me was the ability to really help people and to get to know them and build relationships with the people that we're serving. It's really important for young people to see people that look like them in leadership roles in government, in healthcare, education, because oftentimes it's not seen. We all were inspired at one point during our lives by different individuals that we looked up to, and there was something we saw in them that made us believe. And so for me to be able to serve in this capacity and to connect with young people, and for them to see me and realize the possibilities are there for them, it really makes it all worthwhile.
Thank you, Chief McCoy. The City of Tempe has taken a lot of pride in inclusivity and working on recognizing all different individuals and groups.
Every year, they host the Martin Luther King Jr. Diversity Awards, recognizing those who make a change within their region. This year's theme for the event was, "It Starts With Me."
The winners for this year exemplified many of Dr. King's values and ideals. The event allowed people to connect with each other and celebrate making a difference around the world.
As we cheer on and salute those in our present day, it's vital to look beyond that and thank those who have paved the way. Beginning with Black politicians and activists, our Isabella Gomez has the roots of these game changers. Here's Isabella.
It's time to highlight one of America's most cultural months, Black History Month. We at the Flair want to commemorate Black achievements, the change the Black community has done in the United States, and the people who have created these changes. People like Ruby Bridges, MLK Jr., Maya Angelou, Malcolm X, and so many more. Role models who have worked through the civil rights movement and continue to inspire today's generation of leaders. Black History Month starts February 1st and ends March 1st. It all began with Carter G. Woodson, a Harvard graduate, who started Black History Week in an effort to teach people about African American heritage after realizing that Black people were exceedingly excluded from the history books and classes. Originally a plan to educate people in the early 1900s for a week, turned into the creation of the Association of the Study of African American Life and History in 1916, and eventually the extension of Black Heritage Week into a month, with President Gerald Ford officially announcing February as Black History Month in 1976. Fun fact, February was chosen because it overlapped with President Lincoln and Frederick Douglass's birthdays, both of whom helped with the liberation of Black peoples across America. Each year, Black History Month holds a different theme. This year's theme is Black Americans and the Arts. Take the time this month to celebrate Black voices and visuals and educate yourself on Black heritage. You can help support Black communities by reaching out to Black-owned businesses, giving platforms to Black people, and listening to Black voices. Happy Black History Month. This is Isabella Gomez for The Flair.
Thanks, Issa. Now, a lot of Black history has heavy history in the music industry.
Yeah, I definitely agree. We actually have Devin Smith joining us today to talk about these sweet sounds and those who have uplifted this industry.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Appreciate you for asking. As mentioned, music has evolved over time, but understanding the different genres and how they've shaped the different tastes in our time are significant in Black culture. Our Jaslyn Gonzalez takes a look into the origins of Black music, including genres of rock and roll, jazz, and folk. Here's Jaslyn.
The Beatles, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra. All music icons of the 20th century, but what do they all have in common? Where did their iconic sound originate? Genres including but not limited to rock and roll, jazz, blues, and folk all have Black origins. Studying the evolution of Black music, we have to visit the past to get to the present. In 19th century America, Black music originated through work songs sung by slaves, music that was an outlet for the horrors Black people were facing under slavery. Following the Civil War, Black music evolved into multiple genres, such as ragtime, a predecessor for jazz. With this basis, it feels important to highlight notable Black figures in music history who have made a lasting impact on American pop culture. Starting with rock and roll, arguably the most recognizable music genre of the 20th century, we have icons like Sister Rosetta Tharpe, the godmother of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, and Jimi Hendrix, all artists who are in the top 10 greatest guitarists of all time, according to Rolling Stone. Jazz and soul have also produced amazing artists who are still to this day referenced in the music industry. Artists with outstanding technical skills such as Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, Ella Fitzgerald, and Miles Davis. It's important to note these celebrated artists when referring to music of today with major superstars such as Beyonce and Rihanna, as they are the foundation. There is this common saying that every genre of American music has Black roots. Think of this rich history as you are shuffling through the music you have downloaded and give these artists to listen to.
Thanks, Jaslyn. Music certainly has a way of bringing groups together, but what about behind-the-scenes aspects such as production and mixing beats? Arizona State University offers their School of Popular Music where students can explore and experiment their talents. One student in particular, Winston Turner, tells his tale in the tunes he is able to produce and curate for his audiences as a DJ. Here's Winston.
I really want to do entertainment journalism, and there just wasn't like an avenue for that. But I was doing music production on the side, and I just was really in love with this and like really obsessed with this. And I told my mom, I was like, I want to switch my major, and I was like really worried about how she was going to perceive it, especially it being music and stuff. But she ended up taking it well. We got to talk to Samuel and Aaron, and that was kind of the introduction that like led me into the program. I started my own radio station with my boy Donovan. We have a company called OM, so OM Radio is on there. And I DJ'd. We also got other DJs on there. I've been working on like getting tapes out with other rappers and artists. So that's been super exciting, putting my own stuff out there. The whole DJing thing is just like an exchange of energy, and I love being able to do that. I feel like we always need music. No matter where you go, you're in the store, you're in your car, wherever you are, you're always listening to music, you know. But I really love my people's music. It's what I grew up on. I grew up on Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, D'Angelo, all this stuff my mom just like instilled in me, and I didn't realize how much of like an impact it was gonna have on me later in life. So just being able to put a little bit of myself into the culture that was already there before is super awesome to me. I love doing stuff for my people, and I get the chance to do that through music. So anytime I get an event to do something like that, I try to take advantage of that. I like house. I really like house. When I DJ, I love house. When I produce, I make a lot of rap, and I do some R&B stuff for sure, like newer R&B kind of thing. But like using the house, I can take classic R&B songs or classic rap songs and find these remixes and then perform them. Just doing it is the first step, and then it helps you build that confidence to be able to go out and do shows, go hit up artists and send out beats and stuff, make beat packs, whatever. You really got to do it, because I'm the type of person where I can talk all day, but until I get hands-on, it really doesn't like click to me. And I feel like most people are like that, so that's all I would say. Just get out there and do it, and believe in yourself, because that's the only person who you're always going to be with at all times.
Thanks, Winston. That's all from me. Back to Ray and Marvin.
Thanks, Devin. Quick question. Who are some Black musicians that have made an impact on you and your music?
Some African American musicians that have made an impact on me. If I had to say 3, I would definitely go Erykah Badu, Chris Brown, and Beyonce. Sure.
Hey, those are some great artists. Thank you.
As we dive deeper into the arts, Black youth has a big role into performance, specifically the future for performance.
At the Mesa Asian Festival, students of all different backgrounds came together to perform different Korean pop dances.
We caught up with 2 students that are embracing their opportunities to shine light on their culture and other cultures.
Well, we came here to perform because it's an Asian festival, and we wanted to like showcase like the culture and stuff. So we did all the K-pop songs that we do at our school, and they're different type of styles too. And we came here like to show off. It's really special to me because, you know, it's really hard to be African American, but being able to show off my skills, showcase like to other African Americans that you can do what you want to do and what you love.
During our after-school hip-hop classes, we will experience a lot of different cultures. So having to come out here to express it and what we do is just like a big opportunity. It actually means a lot because there's not really a lot that you can see in the world. So to me, it's just expressing my talent.
I'm so glad to see everyone get connected. Embracing performing arts means there is a lot of talent and performance involved. The Black Theater Troupe in Phoenix works incredibly hard to showcase many works from Black playwrights such as August Wilson. However, one actor in particular, Raphael Hamilton, finds peace and authenticity in his works. I went one-on-one with Raphael.
What got me into acting? There's a gentleman back at home in Memphis by the name of Leonard Piggies, Uncle Leonard. He owned a modeling agency, and he has me come in to audition for a commercial. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. I don't know anything about acting, never acted before in my life. He's like, just go do it. I think it was the introduction to it more so than the acting at that time. It was the process. So I enjoyed the puzzle aspect of it. It's been 2 decades, which kind of blows me away at this point. This is my 20th year of acting. It's been a journey. I was just telling our director, Patrick Harris, about my father being one of my biggest critics and biggest supporters. But since I've been doing theater for the last 12, 13 years, he hasn't missed a performance. It's just, I want to do this, and I don't mind whatever that process looks like, how hard it is. I don't mind learning. I was still am, but I was very much a student of all the other experienced actors that I worked with, taking notes, asking questions. I didn't even know the basics, like blocking. I didn't know what the word blocking meant, or stage left, stage right. What? Do what? But it was 2 trains running. And that was my first professional opportunity to step on stage, very raw, just raw talent, talk real fast, have my southern accent, was super heavy because I had just moved here. I just wanted to act. I didn't care what it was, how big, how small. Favorites have been, of course, the August Wilson, his pieces I've done. This will be my 4th. Personal goal of mine is to complete his entire 10-play cycle. Some of my other favorites, I was honored to play Muhammad Ali, the great Muhammad Ali, in Cassius, and in this corner, Cassius Clay. That was the name of the show. So that was probably so far my all-time favorite, just because of who the person is. But you have to find the essence of that person to give that to the people who come to see you. So that won't be one of my favorites. So for young artists, or any artists that may not be young but are new to the craft, take chances. There's not one way to tell a story. There's so many different ways to tell it, and find what works for you. If you're gonna do it, do it. Take it serious, because it's a privilege to tell stories.
Thanks, Raphael. The Black Theater Troupe is performing piano lessons starting today all the way through February 18th.
Tickets are $50 and can be purchased through Black Theater Troupe's website at blacktheatertroupe.org. Again, that's blacktheatertroupe.org.
Supporting the arts ties into supporting local businesses. Across the valley, there are many locally Black-owned businesses that you can help support.
One business in particular is Rare Essence Hair Studio that works on providing styles and hair care for naturally curly hair.
Rare Essence Hair Studio has changed the game, and Ray has the scoop on how they started and how they're continuing to make their legacy.
Located in Tempe, Arizona, Rare Essence Hair Studio is owned by Adelaide Good, and she helps her team serve those with natural curls. Yet this passion found her through opportunity.
Actually met the founder. We were going to the same church, and I was 15, and I was 100% sure I was going to be a therapist, and God said no, not yet, and so I chose hair, and it's been the greatest decision that I honestly could have made. It has changed my whole life.
This studio offers a lot of opportunity in their services and hones in on a natural aspect to their customers.
We primarily do braids, twists, locks, updos. We do no chemicals whatsoever. We barely even heat style, but it is really just making sure that we maintain the integrity of your natural curl pattern. And our curl pattern, being African American, it ranges. There's no one pattern that defines what natural hair is.
Rare Essence has opened the door for natural hairstyles inside their salons, but they've also been the pioneer for why cosmetologists can even practice and do natural hairstyles in all of Arizona.
I do any hair without a license. And so I called the State Board of Cosmetology and I told them what I did. I'm like, look, I do braids, locks, and twists. What I need to be legal in the state, what do I need to do? And they pretty much said you have to go to cosmetology school, which I found an issue with because it was going to be a year and a half of schooling, $10,000+ for me to go to school to learn everything that I'm not going to be practicing, and they're never going to teach nor test on the things that I already want to do. They're not going to enhance my skills. So I just felt like, okay, I'm going to go to school just to get a piece of paper. It didn't make sense to me, and so I felt that it was unjust, and so I started looking for a law firm. I was 23 at the time, and I was inspired by God. And when we met, within a month's time, we filed Essence Farmer versus the State Board of Cosmetology. From that point, the governor just thought it was crazy. Her name was Janet Napolitano. And so when she seen it in the newspaper, I don't know how it came across her desk, she saw it and decided to sign off to exempt all braiders, locticians, natural hairstylists from having to obtain a cosmetology license in the state of Arizona.
Rare Essence has been a game changer, and Essence China builds the brand with this passion by opening an academy.
Around 2012, she opened Rare Essence Academy, and so now we teach the same exact standards on how we perfect and have mastered braids, twists, locks, and updos. She was a pioneer in that, and so having not only a resource in having a school to be able to set that standard, we get to demonstrate it here.
Learning, providing, and achieving. Rare Essence will continue to serve the community and make their mark. This is Ray Tedoco for Flare TV.
To honor and celebrate Black history.
Some of these events include Movie in the Gallery, showing Black Panther in the Phoenix Art Museum, which is tomorrow from 5 to 9 p.m.
This is Melanin will be showcased in Mountain America Stadium on February 24th from 4 to 9 p.m. Feel free to check out the George Washington Carver Museum in Phoenix, which opens Monday through Friday at 9.
These are just a few events you can attend this month, but there are so many around the valley open at the libraries and community centers.
At our first half of our show, we focus on the elements of culture, performance, and entertainment. We now embrace our middle ground.
We have Kombo and Bree joining us today, and we're going to talk about social differences.
Hello, everyone.
Hey guys, we find it important to recognize the different perspectives when it comes to celebrating Black history.
And how those differences play a role on our emotion and response.
Our Jonah Simkin England is joining us today.
Thanks, guys. To celebrate Black History Month, Isaac, Malcolm, and I conducted interviews about Black history throughout downtown Phoenix. Here's how it went.
Are you satisfied with how Black History Month is acknowledged in the United States today?
So living in a handful of different places throughout my young and adult life, I would say it's dependent on the city that I've been in. Originally, I'm from Atlanta, and Black History Month is a really big deal in that city. There are events and specials and things going on throughout the entire month there, but now I live in Florida, and it's not really celebrated as much in Florida. I can't really say that I've seen much of a nod to it.
All right, so outside of just Black History Month, just with the education system and with just teaching kids and about Black history, how would you go about teaching the younger generation what Black history is truly about?
Teaching them about the people that actually help create things that we use of today. Black history shouldn't be just pinpointed 1970 and back. The fact that a Ghanaian kid invented not the blueprint, I'm sorry, the algorithm for Instagram or TikTok, one of those two things. No kid knows about that person. Yeah. So man, people use Instagram, TikTok, and all these social media outlets every day. So it makes no sense why we shouldn't know who that person is. Okay. So instead of just keep going with MLK, the same speech, but they have yet to let any kid listen to a Malcolm X speech.
All right, and what are some emotions that you correlate with Black History Month?
I mean, me personally, I'll say happiness. We all coming together. Everybody be cool. I guess cool. We got a little month or whatever, but yeah. It's cool. We could bring everybody together, acknowledge it, bring it out to the world.
All right. And are you satisfied with how Black History Month is acknowledged in the U.S.?
I mean, to a certain extent. On the main scheme of things, I see what people what they were trying to do with it, making Black History Month acknowledged and making it a thing. But some people kind of take it as a joke, or they kind of do too much, kneeling and calling Kaepernick hand up like that. That's a little silly, but besides that, it's cool. Cool statement. Bring it around, incorporating the school, see it around here all the time. That's nice.
And how do you think Black History Month is celebrated here compared to where you're from?
I'm from Illinois, and I definitely think that it's celebrated more in the bigger city like Chicago, but everywhere else it's not celebrated as much as it should be.
Now, are you satisfied with how Black History Month is acknowledged in the U.S.?
I think so. I know that there's been a lot of events as of late in the last couple of years that have, not been great for the Black community. But I believe that that's brought a lot of great outlook towards the Black community in the Black History Month. And I think that we are represented pretty well nowadays.
Thanks, Jonah. Embracing our differences is important, but it's also important to stand together.
Every year, the city of Tempe hosts a regional unity walk for cities all across the East Valley to participate in.
Some of those cities include Phoenix, Mesa, Gilbert, the towns of Guadalupe, and Chandler.
This event allowed for people across the region to walk approximately 1 mile together to emphasize unity.
The beginning of the event had a lot of small booths and activities, but when the walk started, it was led by the Corona del Sol Marching Band.
It was a great way for communities to connect and really walk for a cause.
Now, Kombo and I are carrying on with sports with stories of adversity and making change.
Black athletes through time have made their mark on the world, but they've also had to face times of challenge.
Devin Smith and Ryan Ware open the lens of black athletes through time and how they have paved the way for many today.
Here they are.
Throughout this month, we celebrate the remarkable journey of black athletes who have left a huge mark on sports history. Let's start this segment with the one and only Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, a name that goes along well with greatness. From the courts of Chicago to the world stage, the legendary black athlete revolutionized basketball, inspiring generations with his skill, determination, and iconic moments.
Moving from the basketball court to the baseball diamond, we remember Jackie Robinson, a pioneer who broke through countless barriers. Jackie Robinson was the first African American to play Major League Baseball. His courage and resilience paved the way for future athletes, leaving a prominent legacy beyond the diamond.
Another legendary black athlete who is known as a trailblazer is professional golfer Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, a golf prodigy who shattered racial barriers and dominated the fairways with a swing that echoed through history. Through his accomplishments, he has inspired the next generation of diverse golfers.
These athletes not only excelled in their respective sports, but also transcended boundaries, becoming symbols of hope and inspirations to many.
Their journeys remind us that talent knows no color, and determination can break down any barrier. From the courts to the fields to the greens, these athlete stories are cemented in sports history, despite their color. Michael Jordan, Jackie Robinson, and Tiger Woods are legends whose impact goes farther beyond the games they played.
That's all from us. I'm Devin Smith.
And I'm Ryan Ware.
And you're watching The Flare.
Teams, athletes, singular players, but what about the coaches?
Coaches play a huge role in being role models for their team, especially at the high school level.
Coach Devin Kirby at Tempe High School has taken the role of head coach for the past 2 seasons.
With his background in collegiate basketball, playing at the Division I level for Montana State, he found himself back in Arizona to help high school students.
Ray Tedoco connected with Coach Kirby and has his story of being a positive influence on the youth. Here's Ray.
An Arizona native, Devin Kirby can be found courtside with his roots at Bashaw High School to Montana State. The genuine love for the basketball atmosphere has helped shape his identity, and many have helped mold him into the person he is today.
There's a lot of people there, that impacted my life in a positive way, and you can never take that away. I'm forever grateful for the lifelong bonds, and that's the best decision that I have, ever made. Looking at it, in retrospect. So there's a lot of great people that influenced my life, and we got a great education. We got a double major. That played 5 years of basketball there and everything like that. So that's a decision that I love and that I don't regret at all.
Taking on the role of head coach at Tempe has been no problem for Coach Kirby, and it's helped him embrace his role of leadership.
Being a minority coach, being as young as I am, obviously you saw my stature, right? Braids, 6'10", the minority. I understand that I'm representing something that's bigger than just myself, and I just want to make a positive impact. Just to continue to be that light, be that inspiration for people that look like me, that are me, that want to get into this field. Just to continue to say that doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, or what your gender is, what your age is. If you're qualified, you should get the opportunity. Then I'm huge on that.
From Montana State to Tempe High, Coach Devin Kirby becomes a role model to his team and leads pathways for motivation.
I recently just moved here from overseas, Tonga. I think the only thing I really could depend on was basketball, and Coach Kirby welcomed me into that, and he's taught me a lot about the game.
He's a very understanding person and off the court, and that's what helps build the chemistry of the team and make it so our players are not afraid to come and talk to him and be like, hey, coach, this is what's happening.
When it's hard times, he always let us know that if he had another team to choose, he let us know that he would choose this team over any team every single day. Because we put the work on him so much that it's to a point where it's not off confidence, it's off our work showing for ourselves.
Being the role model and making an impact on the kids that he coaches, Coach Kirby will continue to embed his legacy on those that he meets. This is Ray Tedoco for Flare TV.
It's refreshing to know there are coaches like Coach Kirby out there. Moving forward, Desert Vista's girls basketball team dominates the court.
They are currently undefeated in their section, being 10-0, and have an overall record of 20-5.
When Desert Vista played Corona del Sol, they conquered the court, winning 70-17.
This team is led by a strong group of girls who are determined to get the job done.
Actually, Brianna conducted a one-on-one interview with McDonald's All-American nominee Shea Ijiwoye to understand more about her on the athletic and individual level.
Hey guys, it's Brianna with
Shea Ijiwoye.
Okay, first, could you just talk about your journey, where you started and where you are now?
Yeah, so I started playing basketball like 4th grade, summerish. I was playing like the YMCA with my brother, all boys league. Playing club with the boys, and I started I switched to girls in 6th grade, fell in love with it because of the people, and yeah, I've just kind of been getting better ever since, and it's been an amazing journey.
With you being a senior, how do you think your leadership has progressed over the years?
Honestly, I feel like I've been thrown into a leadership position early, but from when I was first thrown into it till now, I think I've grown more as I used to be just lead by example. Now, I hold people accountable. Just calling them out, or I like to say I'm calling them up, and yeah, so just trying to be a servant leader as Jesus Christ did and everything. So I try to lead with patience, with mercy, and just being diligent, and knowing that I have to have integrity myself.
Ask was, what made you choose Stanford? How did you know that was the place for you?
Honestly, coming from a Nigerian family, academics is always number one, and Stanford obviously has such a prestigious academic record, and super low acceptance rate. So, obviously it's a prestigious school, but athletically, they've won. Coach Tar just obviously broke the record for most wins in the NCAA, men or women. So, that basketball excellence and then this academic excellence, it's a perfect combo for me.
What was it like finding out that you're a nominee for the All-American game?
Well, it's kind of funny because when I found out, our assistant principal got me at lunch, said, "You grab your stuff and come with me. You gotta go see our SRO." And I was scared because he was because that day I had parked a little weird. My parking wasn't that good, so I thought it was something like that. And so he brought me in and then gave me the nominee letter, the official letter, and I was really surprised. It's just an honor even to be nominated for the game, and it's something I've always dreamed about. So it's really a blessing.
Thank you, Shea. This is Brianna Gilliam with the Flair TV. Speaking of women dominating the field of sports, many black women have increased diversity in marginalized sports and those that are inclusive to all.
Yes, from soccer to lacrosse to basketball, black women continue to pave the way for excellence in sports.
Our Kyrie Hawkins has the insider on black women who have made history in athletics, those from the past and present.
Here's Kyrie.
Today, I'm focusing on 3 remarkable black female athletes who have left an incredible mark on their respective sports. Let's dive into their extraordinary journeys. First, in the spotlight is A'ja Wilson, the force on the basketball court. A'ja's dominance in the WNBA and her leadership both on and off the court make her a true standout player. With a WNBA MVP award and multiple All-Star selections, A'ja continues to redefine the game of basketball. Now let's talk about the unparalleled Simone Biles. With her gravity-defying routines and record-breaking medal count, Simone has elevated gymnastics to new heights. Her grace, strength, and fearlessness makes her an icon in the world of sports and inspires young gymnasts every day. Lastly, the young tennis sensation, Coco Gauff. Coco has already left an incredible mark on the tennis world. Her fearless approach on the court and poise beyond her years makes her a rising star. Keep an eye on Coco, she's destined for greatness. A trio of incredible athletes indeed, A'ja Wilson, Simone Biles, and Coco Gauff. Each of them paving the way for future generations and proving that black excellence knows no boundaries in the world of sports. Their stories remind us that the diversity and determination continue to shape and enrich the landscape of sports. This is Kyrie Hawkins for the Flair TV.
Well, that's all the sports we have for today. We hope that you all find time to celebrate all cultures and see the significance that Black history has on many communities.
As we say goodbye, check on our Instagram for content at the Flair TV _. Again, that's the Flair TV _.
We're so excited to showcase culture and sports in our shows. We'll see you next time for Women's History Month.
Bye.